Title: The Curse Painting. Evelyn Carter never intended to buy the painting. She was an art student, not a collector. But at the state auction in the sleepy town of Dunstro, the moment her eyes fell on it, she couldn't look away. The painting was enormous, 6 feet tall, in a cracked gold frame. It depicted a woman in black, seated in a forest of withered trees. Her skin was gray, her face obscured by shadows, and her eyes lifeless. There was no signature, no date, only a plaque beneath it that read, "She Who Waits." No one else bid on it. Evelyn got it for $20. The old auctioneer chuckled as he handed it over. "You're brave, miss," he said. "Why?" she asked. His smile faded. "That painting's been returned 5 times. The last owner burned his house down trying to get rid of it." Back at her apartment in the city, Evelyn hung the painting on her living room wall. It was too big, too dark, but something about it felt powerful, alive. She tried to sketch it that night, but gave up halfway through. Every time she looked at it, it seemed different. The woman's head tilted slightly to the side. One arm had moved, closer to the edge of the chair. "Just my imagination," Evelyn muttered, but she didn't sleep well. From the living room, she swore she heard footsteps, soft dragging, like bare feet on hardwood, and a voice, faint, "Let me out." Over the next few days, things got stranger. The lights in her apartment began to flicker at night. Her cat, Luna, hissed at the painting and refused to go near it. One morning, Evelyn found muddy footprints leading from the painting to her bedroom door. But no one else had a key, and the apartment was locked. She called her friend Mark, a fellow artist. "It's just stress," he said. "You're projecting." "I think the painting is watching me," she whispered. Mark laughed, but agreed to come over the next night. That night, Mark stayed over. They drank wine, watched a movie, and avoided looking at the painting. At midnight, Evelyn woke to the sound of Mark screaming. She rushed to the guest room. He was standing in the corner, eyes wide with terror, pointing at the living room. "I saw her," he gasped. She was walking out of the frame. Evelyn turned. The painting was still on the wall, but now the woman's head was completely turned, and her eyes were open. Terrified, Evelyn started digging. At the local library, buried in old newspaper clippings, she found it. The painting was part of an unsolved murder case from 1924. A wealthy widow named Isadora Vane had painted it. She believed the canvas could trap souls. When her husband died under mysterious circumstances, she painted a woman in mourning, then locked herself in a room with it. She was found dead weeks later. The painting was recovered, untouched, but every owner since had reported strange occurrences, madness, or death. One note from a private collector stood out. "Do not sleep in the same room. She needs darkness. She needs dreams. That's how she feeds." Evelyn tried moving the painting to storage, but it returned. She locked it in her closet. At night, she heard knocking from inside the door. Then came the dreams. Each night, she found herself walking through the forest in the painting. The trees whispered. A shadow followed her. And always, the woman in black waited at the center, reaching out with rotting hands, whispering, "You hung me. You brought me back. Let me in." She woke up screaming every night, her hands stained with dirt. Her apartment began to rot. Mold spread on the walls. Mirrors cracked. Voices echoed from nowhere. Luna disappeared. Mark returned with a psychic. The woman entered the apartment, went pale, and backed out. "You need to leave. Burn the canvas. Now." Evelyn hesitated. "What happens if I don't?" "She'll enter your body," the psychic said. "Your soul will fade. She will wear your skin." That night, Evelyn set the painting on fire in the alley behind her building, but the flames refused to touch it. The fire died without even scorching the frame. The woman in black smiled inside the painting. Evelyn tried one last thing. She set up a camera in the living room and slept in the guest room with the door locked. In the morning, the footage showed the painting vibrating at 2:17 a.m. Then the woman stepped out. Her feet left muddy prints. She stood over the camera. and whispered, "I am here now." At 3:03 a.m., Evelyn's bedroom door opened without anyone touching it. She was never seen again. Epilogue. Weeks later, police entered the apartment. They found no trace of Evelyn, only the painting. Now, the woman in black was smiling, and in her hand was a sketchbook. On the back was written in Evelyn's handwriting, "She doesn't want to be seen. She wants to be you." The end.